We're looking live at LAX. This is, of course, the airport in Los Angeles. Today is expected to be the busiest travel day of the year in North America as people get ready for the Thanksgiving holiday south of the border. CTV's Tony Grace is standing by with more. Tony, what are the biggest obstacles expected to be for travelers really across North America for the next few days?
Yeah, Marcia, does it seem to you like it seems to me that every year around U.S. Thanksgiving week we have some sort of a big weather system, that moves in during this week in November and throws a wrench into travel plans? Well, that's one thing. A big system, I should say, expected to affect the whole eastern seaboard with rain, a wintry mix from Florida right up through to New England. But then you add in the volume, which you were just talking about. Now, this could very well be the busiest week for travel since well before the pandemic. 55.4 million people will be traveling this U.S. Thanksgiving week. Now, almost 5 million of them by air, and the TSA in the U.S. is expecting to screen 2.6 million passengers today alone. So there's going to be volume. There will be bad weather to consider. If you're Canadian and you're flying to the U.S. or traveling through the U.S., you should keep in mind that New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. could see some of the biggest disruptions. Let's take a look at these numbers here. I mentioned 2.6 million air passengers expected today, another 2.7 million tomorrow, 2.9 on Sunday. But Marcia, even if you look at what's expected to be the off-peak days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, in between that, experts are expecting that there will be higher than usual volume because a lot of people are traveling on different days now that we have this sort of remote work lifestyle that we didn't necessarily have as much before the pandemic. And by the way, 49.1 million people traveling by car. So that's something to think about too if you're doing those cross-border trips into the U.S., perhaps for Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, that's where I'm sort of fixated. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of people on the roads. So just to wrap it up, and I'd like to go back and just rest my gaze on that beautiful sunrise in Los Angeles right now. Looks so nice. What should Canadians keep in mind if they are traveling to the United States this weekend? Should they plan for lines to be longer? Things could be delayed. What's your word of advice?
Yeah, all of those border crossings, Marcia, Buffalo, Windsor, the popular ones that people use to get across into the U.S. For Black Friday shopping. The advice is check ahead of time. The CBSA has border wait times on its website, always very helpful. I just checked them a few minutes ago. Not a concern right now, but that's expected to only get deeper as we get closer to Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and the weekend. So there's that. And as I mentioned, some cities to watch out for possible weather disruptions are New York, Boston, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. Those are going to be some possible crunch points for travel this weekend. Whether you're heading through the U.S., to the U.S., or crossing over the border, this could be one of the biggest years for people moving around this week since before the pandemic, Marcia.
Yeah, people are on the move.
They
Tony,
are.
thanks for that. We'll
bet.
talk to you later.